Ladies and gentlemen, my name is not Paul Heyman, by the way. I'm Ishan, and we have the real deal Miz with us. Miz, how are you doing, man?
Come on, bro. I thought I need a WWE sign. This is my signature. I don't know why I came up with that. It's like Wakanda forever. Do you know what I mean? Black Panther, and I'm dressed in black as well, so it kind
Black
of
as
goes
well,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, look, man, it's been fantastic. It's been a bit of a not break. It's been a while since we've done something here. Obviously, Eunice has been away, so we want to do things together. But Eunice will be back very, very soon. He's just on a short holiday, so we're here, and I thought it's
Yes.
perfect to talk a little bit about SmackDown. We had a really nice show, SmackDown, but it'll
Yeah.
be good to do a bit of a review.
Yeah, so I mean, Miz, we had a brilliant SmackDown. I would say it was a better SmackDown than what did we have in the previous week. We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
SmackDown. We're also gonna talk about the very interesting PLE which is coming up, which is the Saturday night main event. By the way, we're gonna have a watch along for that tomorrow as well in this channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, do tune into this channel during the show. When it goes live, me and Miz will be here.
Yeah.
So yes, Miz, let's kick in. Let's the big story, and we'll start with how SmackDown ended in a very interesting part, Miz. We were expecting this group to be there for a long, long time. Let me give you my perspective on this first, and then of course I'll have your views as well. Wyatt Six, Miz, had a big return, massive return at the end of SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
We having the Street Profits fight out with the Fraxium. Brilliant match, by the way. Two teams.
Brilliant match. Unbelievable match.
Unbelievable athletes, all of them, all four of them. Yeah. And these guys, all four of them, are going to be like what? New Day versus Uso that you'd got for a long, long time. I think
Yeah.
Fraxium are going to be that, going forward. Very interesting tag teams. But somewhere down the line, Miz, when I was watching that match, I knew that something is going to happen. And exactly that what happened. Lights went out, and the moment lights went out, I knew it's not going to be anything else. It's Wyatt Six.
Did you think Wyatt Six was going to come?
No.
I knew something was going to happen with Machine
Yes.
Gun. That what are they called? Machine Gun. What's their name?
MCMG. Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns. That's it.
Yeah,
I knew it was either going to be them or the other guys, the other tag team. I keep forgetting all of these tag teams' name, bro. What's the other that other group? DIY. That's it. Yeah, I knew they were going to come in and they were going to create some sort of a commotion. Right. I just didn't think Wyatt Six would be there, to be honest. And frankly, I don't know too much about Wyatt Six because during that period is when I didn't watch too much WWE. But boy, what a reintroduction back, man. And
bro, Miz, I would
interesting
say
what's going to happen.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Initially, on the first run that they had, I think so WWE failed in utilizing them. They could have had very good run and also had they could have had a good storyline. They initially tried to build it up with Chad Gable and they dropped it off due to some reason, maybe because of they were planning something with Chad Gable with this El Grande Americano gimmick. So that's maybe why they had to remove Chad Gable out of the side. But they could have done something very special with Y6 leading to WrestleMania, or even at least bring them back after WrestleMania and continue the storyline. But now they've made it a bit late. I think so. Now they're going after the tag team titles, Miz. That's what I believe.
I think so.
And going ahead, they're gonna be a big faction. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Look, fantastic way to reintroduce yourself, and they created a mad impact. The way they came in, they took care of. You could see Montez Ford. He was on top of the. He was on the top rope, and he's like. It's like he saw a ghost. Look, and Street Profits, I have to say, especially the SmackDown's tag team division is cooking, man. Absolutely cooking. The tag team is down packed. All of them are very, very good tag team, groups. Raw, on the other hand, they really need to work on their tag. Like, there's not too much quality happening there. So now you want to add Wyatt Six, and they look like a devastating group, man. with, I mean, let us know a little bit more about this White Six, because as I said, I didn't watch too much of them when they were there, but I know the main guy is Uncle Howdy or something like that, and then they have the other three guys and the girl as well. Was what's her name?
Apparently, I'll tell you. The girl is Nikki Cross, tell us. Right?
Yeah.
The girl is Nikki Cross. She had a very, very failed gimmick, which which was Nikki ASH, which did not run, and then she was completely taken off her character. She went for a break, now came back as Nikki Cross itself, but in a very dark character with White Six, right? Bo Dallas, who is apparently the real life brother of late great Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt, yeah.
The Fiend. He is the Uncle Howdy, right? And you have the other gangs and groups as well who were, playing some or the other character in WWE.
Fiend. Was Bray Wyatt Uncle Howdy before, by any chance?
No. Bray Wyatt was the Fiend, right? Uncle Howdy was there. Maybe Bo Dallas was the Uncle Howdy right from the beginning. That's how they portrayed. And maybe if, unfortunately, Bray Wyatt is not with us anymore, but if he would have been here, maybe the storyline could have been much better. That's one of the reasons maybe they dropped White Six. But now since they've come back, I think so. It's going to be very interesting to see how they go forward. I'll end this topic by asking you one question, and it's going to be very easy for you to answer as well. That's what I think as well. Wyatt Six should have returned in Raw in the tag team roster rather than SmackDown. Thoughts?
I think so, man. Raw roster is lacking big time in tag team. SmackDown, how are you going to now fit all of these big, like Street Profits? They're awesome. Like Street Profits are absolutely awesome. The technical ability, their whole, the way they're building up Montez Ford and his partner, like they're doing really, really well. And the other guys as well, DIY and Machine Gun, Motor City Machine Guns, like they're all fantastic. So I think this should have been in Raw, and that would have created a bigger impact, I believe, personally. By the way, Alexa Bliss, was she also part of the White Six before?
No, she was part with the storyline with the Fiend, right? And then what happened in WrestleMania was Randy Orton versus Fiend happened, and apparently the Fiend lost to Randy Orton because Alexa Bliss played the character of Sister Abigail. She appeared in the middle of the match, and like she cursed the Fiend and took all the powers from the Fiend back to herself, which she believes that she was the source of power, right, to the Fiend, and hence they made Fiend lost to Randy Orton. But since then, we didn't see Alexa Bliss for a long, long time till she returned back
recently
in the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, man, I think so. There's a very interesting storyline developing. I think so. We'll talk about the next story. LA Knight. He's qualified for the Money in the Bank, and he's a big name to win it in the Money in the Bank as well. He defeated Aleister Black, one of my favorites currently, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura, Aleister Black, very good characters that WWE is trying to develop. But LA Knight, Miz, I initially thought he was going to lose and Aleister Black was going to win, but there is no interference, and LA Knight won it clean. Now he's going to the Money in the Bank. Many of the people are saying he's going to go through all along and win it.
Look, I had a feeling he was going to win when I saw that lineup. I know you like Aleister Black. I actually like Aleister Black as well. I
like LA Knight as well. Don't get me wrong. But I thought Aleister Black was going to go through.
Was going to get that push. Yeah. Look, Aleister Black, it's been a fantastic introduction since he's come back. He's been on fire. But I think they're going to try and... I don't know. It's interesting what's going to happen with Aleister Black now, because I thought there was something happening with him, Carmelo Hayes, and maybe with The Miz as well. There could have been something, but Carmelo is now in Money in the Bank match for next week, which is also going to be a big match. Fatu and who else is there? Fatu, Carmelo Hayes, and there's a third guy. I forgot who the third person is, but anyway, it's a big match coming up. Yeah. look, LA Knight, I had a feeling he was going to go through. And look, it's not because Solo Sikoa is already there. And he's got some issues with Solo Sikoa. And I don't know whether Jacob Fatu is going to make it next week. Qualify for because he's also the United States champion. Is he now going to go for winning the Money in the Bank and then go for the championship? I feel like I don't know if he's going to win the Money in the Bank, LA Knight. I think there's too much odds against him over there. Right. And don't forget JC, Jacob Cobb as well. JC Matoya?
Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb. So, look, yes, LA Knight has gone through. Great. He's cheeky, though, because the Black Mass smashed Nakamura, and then he threw him, and then he took an opportunity. So it's very cheeky from LA Knight. But I don't know if he's going to win, bro. I don't think he's going to win.
All right. We move to a very next interesting topic. Miz, your girl, Roxanne Perez, qualified earlier in Monday Night Raw. Now this SmackDown, Eunice's girl, Julia, qualified for Money in the Bank. What's your thought? I'll be very honest with you, Miz. I think so the winner is going to be one of the two. Right? If you'd ask me now, I think so it's going to be your girl. What's your thoughts?
I think WWE is pushing both of these now. They're really pushing both of these new girls. If you notice, a little bit of shine from the other girls are being taken away. They're really pushing Roxanne, and Roxanne's got something with Judgment Day. I think her and Finn Balor are cooking something. They're cooking something. Dominic, Dirty Dom, you better look out. Dirty Dom, you better look out. And then, Liv Morgan's got to come back, and how that dynamics is going to work with Roxanne. Maybe she's going to bring another box of nuggets for Liv Morgan. Who knows? But look, going back to Julia, Eunice's girl, man, she dominated. She had a dominating match against Charlotte Flair and Zelina Vega. There wasn't that many moments where Julia was getting dominated. She had a very, very good match. She showed off her skills, and then she finished it off with some powerful, moves on both Zelina Vega and Charlotte Flair. So look, Julia, I think you're right. It might be one of those that gets the Money in the Bank. I have a feeling it's going to be Roxanne who's going to win Money in the Bank, and then it's going to be an unbelievable cashing in of the Money in the Bank, where she becomes champion. I feel that's what's going to happen. My girl is going to cash in the Money in the Bank.
Well, my bet is also on Roxanne Perez, to be very honest. Now, Miz, we'll quickly talk about one small topic, which is the storyline is happening and which you covered as well. Do you think so? In near future, we're going to have a Jeff Cobb versus Jacob Fatu? Or is Solo going to be the one stabbing Jacob Fatu, and it's going to be both of them clashing for that US champ?
Bro, something's big cooking here. And I like how WWE is slow cooking over here. It's nice every week, a little bit of slow cooking. You can see Solo Sikoa, he's being very conniving, very calculative, very, measured how he's approaching Solo Sikoa. How he's approaching Jacob Fatu. Right. Jacob also, on the other hand, he's like, I don't trust either of you two. Especially, I don't trust you, JC. I don't know you. He even said it. I don't know you. I don't trust you. And you're definitely not my blood. You're not my family. So, and JC is not going to appreciate this, because don't forget, whether Jacob Fatu agrees or not, JC did help him retain the championship at Backlash. He did. He did definitely help him. So, Ishan, I'm very excited about this storyline, man, because Solo wants to be
on the top
number one. He wants to be the number one in the family bloodline, this, that. He's still trying his level best to that match against, that tag team match. He was still trying his best to convince his older brother Jimmy, come on, join us. He's look, I think Solo Sikoa down the track will have an encounter. I think the ultimate encounter is going to be with Jacob Fatu. But before that, there will be a JC versus Jacob Fatu as well. I think that is going to erupt. That whole storyline is going to erupt. Who's still going to be the US champion? Who knows? Maybe Solo Sikoa might even win the Money in the Bank. Who knows?
Yeah. Good point. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up.
But by the way, just quickly, what's your thoughts on that storyline? Because I want to know your thoughts on that story, because it's a very interesting storyline.
I actually like when we're having a watch along, right? I initially told you that I wanted this to play a bit in a different way, where Solo already would have stabbed Jacob Fatu, and then you would have Jeff Cobb in Solo's side, right? And be like, all right, we are more the dominating guys, and you are now in a minority, and we're gonna beat you up, right? Now the thing is going a bit more in an interesting way. I was not pleased to it earlier, but now it's going more interesting now since you explained as well. I think so. It's going to be very interesting to see when does Solo Sikoa backstab, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
that's going to be very interesting. I think so. Solo Sikoa is going to somewhere down the line backstab and then go ahead to challenge Jacob Fatu. And whenever that happens, we're going to see Solo Sikoa as the new US Championship. That's what I think.
Right. Either that, or I don't know whether Solo Sikoa could become, the WWE champion. Who knows? That one's going to be tough, because John Cena is probably still going to hold on to that for a little while. But maybe you're right. Maybe the United States Championship might go to Solo Sikoa, and that could be very, very.
And with that storyline, they will have the liberty to extend it as well, because there is emotions attached to that storyline.
Yeah,
with a team, bloodline, brothers, and all of those stuff. So they'll have the liberty to exchange as well, and it'll put justice to US Championship reign. You know what I mean? Between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Right. So, guys, we're gonna wrap things up very soon. But before that, we have a very interesting PLE tomorrow, and I'd like to have a very quick predictions with Miz. Let's see what we have today. So, guys, we have total 5 matches. Miz, I'm gonna take name of each and every match, and just let me know who do you think is gonna win from your perspective. First one, I'm gonna start with the very recently announced. We're gonna have Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green for that women's United States Championship. Miz, who's gonna win?
Look, I think Zelina Vega is probably going to win this one. She just recently won. I think this will bring a closure to the whole Secret Service mob, maybe, because I feel Chelsea Green, this whole gimmick that she plays in Secret Service, it's starting to play out a little bit, in my opinion. It's not that interesting. I want to see Chelsea Green now slowly move into the big stage, because I feel like she's quality. She has the quality. She has the entire package. So let's see where that takes, because I mean, what does it mean if she wins the championship back again? Like, she was already a champion once. I feel like Chelsea Green's storyline needs to go somewhere else, and this is the closure where Zelina will retain the championship, United States Championship.
My pick is also Zelina Vega. I think so. She's recently won, and then they'll continue it. And I think so. I resonate with what you have explained. Miz, the next one is Drew McIntyre versus Damien Priest in the steel cage match. Who's going to win this?
Bro, this was all over SmackDown. They were just smashing each other all over SmackDown, and obviously PLE, Saturday Night Main Event, is their match. Look, I think this one's a tough one, Ishan, man, because all this time, Damien Priest has screwed Drew McIntyre, and then obviously Drew McIntyre won in the WrestleMania, absolutely sort of embarrassed Damien Priest. It kind of feels like Damien Priest is going to get his revenge, and it kind of feels the build-up is like that, but I think Drew McIntyre will once and for all close this chapter off. He'll beat him. Drew McIntyre will start being talked about for the championship, more bigger, belts to worry about. And then Damian Priest, I don't know where his future is going to go after this, to be honest. I mean, B-Tech Undertaker, this guy, like he needs a. I don't know, man. I don't really feel it with Damian Priest, man. I can't seem to understand his character too much. What's your thoughts on this?
No, I think so. Drew McIntyre should win this. If they make him lose, look, I think so. He's gone through a lot. Drew McIntyre, he's lost every big battle that he should have won.
Yeah.
Right, and it's high time he should be going up the ladders to challenge for the world title. So I think it should be Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest is someone who they can entangle in some of the other storyline they want to. But yeah, if Drew McIntyre loses, it's going to be bad. Again, Miz, we're going to have a watch along tomorrow. Keep an eye on any sort of interruption.
Interruption. Yeah.
I think so.
Do you think so? Do you think this match could have an interruption?
You never know. Maybe Finn Balor comes back to haunt Damian Priest. You never know. Anything can happen. But
cage match, by the way. It's a cage match, so hard to interfere in cage matches.
It is actually, and maybe that's why it's a cage match. But it's not that there's never been an interruption in a cage match.
There has.
There has. So moving on, we go to Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the world title. Yeet, Miz. Your thoughts?
Look, I think this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good match, I feel. Yeah. Logan Paul. Do you know what, Ishan? As much as I feel so, what's the word that I'm looking for? I hate this character, but because I feel like he's doing a good job. You're doing a good job. That's why I hate you. So that's why I want to praise him. That Logan Paul is doing a great job because he's making me hate him, which is what you want, a character like him to do when they're a heel. Jey Uso, look, he's, I think, holding on to the belt. God knows how much longer he's going to be able to hold on to the belt. Very soon, I feel Seth will get a hand on that belt. But enjoy it as long as you have. Jey Uso, I think he's going to beat Logan Paul. But I think this is going to be a very, very good match, man. Yeah. Because Logan Paul, Ishan, he's a serious level wrestler, man. Like, I know all of this gimmick about him being a YouTube star. He's a serious wrestler. So I'm very interested to see this match. And I think there might be some interruption in this match, 100%, I feel, because Logan Paul had a conversation with Seth Rollins before at Raw this week. So could he be the third person for Paul Heyman?
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know if there will be a third person or not. Your thoughts on this match?
I think so. Jey Uso is going to win it, and I think the same reason that what you're telling. I'm also expecting an interruption in this match. It's not going to be good for Jey Uso to beat Logan Paul clean when Logan Paul's trajectory is going like this in his
upwards. Yeah.
So I'm expecting an interruption, but yes, at the end of the day, we're going to see Jey Uso still live that. But I'll be honest with you, I'd love to see Logan Paul as a champion, irrespective of what his character is. But I think so. He'll play a good role as a champion.
I think he'd play a really good role as a champion, like a champion that you hate, like bad, like proper hate. I think so.
Right. So next one is, I would have loved to say that this should have been a big one, but it's not because it's a non-title match. Yeah. John Cena versus R-Truth, the gem, the one and only R-Truth. Miz, your thoughts?
Bro, R-Truth dropped a masterclass promo, man. I don't know if you would have seen the promo.
Yeah.
And to everyone that's obviously watching this, let us know in the comment section how I thought that was R-Truth. Do you know what? This guy's so underrated, man. He's
Bro,
so underrated.
Massively.
Like, okay, I know he's now older and he doesn't wrestle that much, but he's still in a mad physical shape. He still does that split, like
yeah.
like wow.
There's a leg split, man.
Ishan, find out. I'm pretty certain R-Truth is close to 50 years old. I'm
He's
not even
53,
joking.
if I'm not wrong. Last
There
time
you
I checked,
go.
it was 53, I guess.
And he's still doing that leg split, jump up and split. Like, wow. But the way he did that promo, how he said, if I have to fight, there was a line that he said, John, he said, I'm going to get my John back, even if I have to fight John Cena. I'm going to get my John back, even if I have to fight you, John Cena. But what are you talking about, brother?
R-Truth is the best, man.
The stuff he was saying in that promo, I was cracking up, Ishan. I was like, this is gold. This guy is a comedy, bro. He's an absolute comedy. And then every now and then he's like, looks down. We're going to get our John back. And I'm like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? And he talks about it's his childhood hero, John Cena. But I'm sure you're older than John Cena.
Yes. Oh, yes, true, man.
It's his childhood hero.
Bro, R-Truth is gold, man. He's a gem.
He's a gem, bro. And the crowd were loving his promo as well. The crowd was on it. Look, I think it's a non-title fight, but it's going to be it's going to be a very good fight. I don't know, because John Cena talks about how he wants to ruin wrestling. I don't know whether it's really going to be a good fight, but I think there will definitely be an interruption here. This match will have an interruption by the next contender against John Cena. Now, the question is, Ishan, at Money in the Bank, who is it going to be that's facing John Cena?
Right.
Because this is just a filler. You remember what Eunice and we all said, you said it as well. These are just filler moments that we're having right now, filler games.
Right.
But I think this one will have some interruption in this match, I think.
Yeah, I think so. The result is going to stay the same. Cena is going to stay the champion. But I thought in a different way. If it's an interruption, I don't think so it would hamper the match. It might be after Cena's won it. Because think about this. Since Cena has turned heel, he's not won even a single match clean, right? Maybe because out of respect to the opponents, he couldn't have beaten Randy Orton clean, right? He couldn't have, of course, never beaten Cody Rhodes clean, for that matter. R-Truth is someone that he can beat clean and still, maintain that same thing. And R-Truth can go do his doings, whatever he does, right? It's not going to hamper any of them. So I think so. This is going to be a clean John Cena victory. I still don't understand why it's a non-title match, though. I mean, they could have put a title match there. Whichever ways they're going to make Cena win this, right? So doesn't make any point of why it's a non-title match, but yeah, I think so. You're right when they have to build it up to the next opponent who there is.
I kind of understand why it's not a non-title match, Ishan. I think it's because R-Truth is not really looking for the title. He's not really looking for a title. He wants his John back. That's his angle.
Even if he wants to fight John Cena.
Even if I have to fight John Cena, I want my John back. That's his angle. And obviously, he didn't appreciate the fact that he got attitude adjustment done on the post-match interview. So I think this is why it's not a title match, because R-Truth really doesn't want title.
Yeah.
R-Truth wants his John back. So that's why.
Right. Now, Miz, it's the big one. I don't know if it's going to be the main event or not, but for me, it's the biggest match. CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Thoughts?
Wow. Bro, something bad's about to happen in this match. Something bad, and it's not looking good for CM Punk. That's all I'm going to say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One second.
Yeah.
I think I think Sami Zayn is probably going to backstab CM Punk here. I feel. I don't know. Maybe I did say, is Paul Logan, is he going to be the third person? Maybe Sami Zayn is the third person, Paul Heyman guy. This match, Ishan, it seems like the most normal path to choose. Seth and Braun tag match against Sami and CM. You think, oh yeah, normal situation. They'll just fight it out. No, it cannot be a normal match. This one, it cannot. It really cannot, because Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, they will want to show that we're the dominant force.
Right.
Paul Heyman's there. We are the dominant force. You cannot beat us.
Right.
But CM Punk is also a very strong entity on his own. He's got a very strong character. And Sami Zayn, so far, they're making it look like he wants to get revenge, obviously, because he's been treated very, very badly by Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. But I think this is where there has to be something needs to give here.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker cannot lose, because or else that fraction's just gone.
Correct.
So something needs to happen here, Ishan.
Right. I think so. The same. That point that you said, it wins it all. That you cannot have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker lose. That's point number one. They'll have to be very dominant in the game. They have to be. They'll have to make them look very dominant in the game. Next, it's going to be very interesting. This question is going to be the biggest hot question. That who is going to be the third guy? Is it Sami Zayn? Is it someone else? And if it's Sami Zayn, is it going to be tomorrow at Saturday nights? That's going to be the most interesting part, which we'll have to check out. Personally, if you ask me, I don't think so. Sami Zayn needs this faction. Maybe this could have gone to someone, some budding wrestler like Austin Theory. Maybe a Carmelo Hayes. I mean, not literally, but I'm just telling you that this could have happened. Someone like that of those sort of characters. Sami Zayn probably does not need it, but if things happen, story is a story. You know what I mean? It's okay if Sami Zayn goes, but the question more now is if it's tomorrow or not. We'll have to see that, and of course we're gonna find that tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting PLE. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap things up now very soon. We're gonna have a watch along tomorrow. Do tune into the watch along tomorrow that we're going to have, and it was a brilliant weekend of wrestling that we watched. We are looking forward to the show tomorrow. Do join us. Do take care of yourselves. And Miz, thank you for joining. And we're gonna have this regular as well. We're gonna have this watch along tomorrow as well. And that's it, guys. Do take care of yourselves. And that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
Goodbye.